Thank you. Thank you.
Well, let's take a bit of a break then from the equity markets because Manisha Gupta, who's the star of the day, it's Dhanteras. She's joining to tell us what's going on in the commodity markets. Manisha, take it away.
Thank you for that, Nigel. Well, I'm going to talk about gold and silver because this is the all-time high in sense of gold and silver that you are going to be looking at this Dhanteras. So while the international markets have seen a bit of a profit taking, but not too far away from its all-time highs, we have seen gold hit an all-time high of $2,758 an ounce. For the Indian markets, the prices have been at 80,000 rupees per 10 grams, and that's exactly what the price you would be looking at if you were stepping out to buy physical gold today. The 24 carats, that is, add 3% GST to that and some making charges then. So the prices are going to be higher than that 80,000 rupees 10 grams as well. Silver in the international markets is trading at a 12-year highs, but for the Indian markets, it has been a 1 lakh rupees a kg, which is an all-time highs yet again for the Indian markets there. Well, the prices are trading firm, even as we have seen some risk aversion happen there. Well, remember, the Israel-Iran the conflict has taken a bit of a backseat because even as Israel has reiterated, it hasn't done that on oil facilities and nuclear facilities in Iran. And Iran also has not reiterated in a very big way. So at this point in time, it seems a bit of an easing off there. The second thing really is about the treasury yields, which are trading at a 3-month highs. The dollar index, by the way, is headed for the best monthly gain since April 2022. All of these factors would lead to profit taking in precious metals otherwise, but we have seen crude and other metals decline, but not gold and silver even in the markets right now. That is because you have support coming in from the uncertainty in the US presidential elections. It also is about the ongoing geopolitical tensions. And the third thing is the global central bank buying, which has been very strong in gold at record highs in the last 2 years. The institutional investor buying in gold and silver also has been on the stronger side. Never has gold and silver being talked about by institutional markets and also by financial advisors. But this year you have seen that happen as well. I want to take you through some numbers really on what gold prices have been on Dhanteras in last many years. So as you can see, 2019 was at around less than 40,000, and then we've been dabbling between 45 and 55,000 for the last 3 or 4 years. If you look at the Dhanteras prices last year, they were trading at 60,000 per 10 grams, which is 80,000 per 10 grams in this year. So that has been a 20,000 per 10 grams of a jump up that we've seen in case of gold prices. I also want to show you on what silver is done in sense of imports. India does import 5,000 to 8,000 tons of silver every year. The COVID years were not so great, but in 2022, we saw record imports coming in. And because of those record imports, the next year was slightly on a weaker side. But this year, until the month of October, we've done almost 7,000 tons of silver import as well, with an expectation that you could be looking at record highs this time yet again. A final plate should come in on your screens to tell you on how much gold and silver does India buy during Dhanteras and Diwali. 20 to 25 tons of gold and 5 to 800 tons of silver is bought during this week. So those numbers is something that we will tally after Diwali is done. But this is the kind of sales India could be looking at.
All right. Manisha, thank you very much for that. So gold, silver, absolutely some of the best investments have turned out to be some of the best investments over the last couple of years, especially